Hello, everybody. Scott Golden with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the NXT review for the 8th of September, 2020. And again, they are on Tuesday this week with NXT. They return to Wednesday next week. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. And maybe they'll do more Tuesdays as we go further towards the holiday season. Who knows? Personally, I wish they'd move to Tuesday permanently because it would make my life easier, but that's just personal opinion. We open the show with what seems to be a goofy open in the sense that it is the championship match. Finn Balor, Adam Cole for the NXT championship. I say it's goofy because, well, isn't being the champion supposed to be, I don't know, like the reason you're there? Anyway, and to put it here in the opening slot just doesn't make sense, especially when you're not going head-to-head with AEW. I could have seen it as the semi-main event to the cage match. I could have seen the cage match going on first and the championship match going on last. I could have seen them flip-flopping that. But in an open, not a fan. Anyway, so Finn Balor wins the championship. There's the short of it. Match begins, and they build to a fast-paced early minutes of the match is basically mat wrestling, arm bars, headlocks, and other holds. And pace quickens right before a commercial. We come back from commercial, and Cole is covering Balor for a near fall. We do the picture. Actually, that's right before we go to commercial. Then Cole's working over Balor. Balor fires up. Balor's in control after the commercial, and he grounds Cole on the mat. Balor is phenomenal in terms of as a mat wrestler. I was lucky enough to call a few of his early matches in the States back in 04, 05, whenever he got here, a long time ago. But he had something then, and obviously that's proven all these years later. Anyway, Cole regains momentum after they go back and forth as far as a strike fest. Cole dropped Balor with a kick. Moments later, hits another kick, and that's where that goes. Hits a backstabber, and there's a near fall off of that. Balor misses a double stomp, but connected with a sling blade. Cole comes back with a shining wizard. Near fall. Sling blade should have been a near fall too. Cole pulls down his knee pad, looking for the last shot. Balor cuts him off, delivers a double stomp again. Balor goes through the ropes with a flying dropkick to the outside, and follows up. Cole drops him with a super kick. Another commercial. They fight back and forth during the break. A miss of the coup de grace by Balor. Coming back. Cole targets a leg, puts him in the figure four. Rope break for Balor, but he continues to sell the knee. Cole fires up, and Balor goes for the coup de grace again. He hits it, but he cannot follow up. The knee is too injured. This is brilliant selling, and why Finn Balor is above many on the roster. Simple stuff like this. Cole kicks out, and we go back to the figure four. From Cole, smart wrestling. Balor with an inside cradle, gets a near fall, and gets hit with a super kick a second later. Balor then kicks out of the last shot, and Cole goes for the Panama Sunrise. Balor blocks it, and Balor keeps selling even though he's executed offensive maneuvers on Cole. And they fight on the top rope. Balor comes off the top to execute an Avalanche 1916 DDT, and then we see Balor cover to win the title. Ripley cuts a promo on Mercedes Martinez ahead of the cage match. She vows to make herself the nightmare of Mercedes. Balor is wearing the championship belt backstage. They do a mock, guest press conference. He's also talking with William Regal and Triple H. Cole's there congratulating him, which was classy. They basically exchanged the two suite from the Bullet Club days. Balor says everyone asked him why he went back to NXT, and the championship is the reason. Robert Stone's being interviewed backstage, and he gets run over by the mini tank. He raises a bat over his head as if he's going to battle the tank. Shotzi Blackheart pops out of nowhere. Stone starts to beg off. Aaliyah makes the save for her manager, and Aaliyah and Shotzi fight all the way around. Too bad for Shotzi. She's too talented for this stuff. Anyway, and then Io Shirai gets knocked down in the fray. Aaliyah's apologetic, but Shirai will have none of it. And she gets chased to the ring by Shirai. Aaliyah ends up in the ring with both Shirai and Blackheart. They take turns beating the heck out of her. This is cool because she's portrayed as kind of an annoying nerd. Shirai lifts Aaliyah into the double underhook suplex, delivers a backbreaker. Stone tries to make a save, doesn't work. He gets beat up instead. Shirai with a moonsault on Aaliyah. Blackheart hits a senton, and they clear the ring. Candice LeRae sets up dinner for Tegan Nox. Begs Johnny Gargano to be nice. He promises to be nice. Tegan comes, arrives at the front door. She's welcome in. She's wearing a Bull Nakano t-shirt, which was cool. Gargano is cracking jokes. He's trying to be fake nice. There's a framed picture of Michael Hayes hanging on the wall of their house. And they are going to go talk it out, but we go to commercial. Timothy Thatcher is training people. He's doing a film study, and he's studying Damian Priest with his students. Then a throwaway match, at least for me, with Velveteen Dream and Ashante the Adonis. Not a fan of this, but as mentioned, not a fan of Velveteen Dream. If it were up to me for his personal issues, he would be let go from the company. Anyway, they do a squash here, very short match. Kushida returns, attacks Dream. Kushida might be able to get a good match out of him. Adonis gets a bit of a shine at the outset and almost hits the ref. Dream then gets thumped in the eye. Dream executes a DVD maneuver to score the pinfall. Kushida runs in after the match, attacks Dream. Referees come out to break it up. Dream tries to grab Kushida on the outside. Kushida posted him shoulder first and does so a second time before applying the armbar. Video package to build up the Breezango defending their newly won NXT Tag Team Championships against Imperium for next week. So it's a rematch of champions versus former champions. This makes sense. Back at the Gargano LeRae house, things are getting awkward. Johnny excuses himself from the table. Ladies start to have a debate whose fault it was for ending their friendship. They begin to talk things out a bit. Bronson Reed defeats Austin Theory. Reed wins after a splash off the top rope. Theory is bumping around big time for this guy. Theory's one of the guys from the WWN days that I love. I know he supposedly is having some personal issues. Hopefully they don't catch up with him too badly. But Reed hits a flying shoulder tackle off the apron to the floor. That's impressive for a guy his size. They cut to commercial. Reed continues to throw around Theory during the commercial. During the break, Theory set Reed on the turnbuckle. Hits a drop toe hold. Theory is in control until the show returns from break. Reed makes a comeback. Theory hits a side suplex on Reed, which doesn't make sense because, well, it's a major size difference. And then Theory manages to hit a blackbuster. Gets a 2 count on Reed. Theory lifts Reed with a fireman's carry, but he can't handle the weight. Reed with a senton, followed by a big splash off the top rope to get the pin. Adam Cole's backstage. He is putting over Balor, being the better man on this night. Cole did conclude basically saying the outcome would be different if he gets another match against the champion. I'd be for this since the match they had was really good. Roderick Strong with Bobby Fish defeats Killian Dane. What's with the big dudes tonight? Anyway, Strong and Fish attack Dane after the opening bell. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this at all. Like, the Undisputed Era is a bit played out. Anyway, they're putting the boots to him. Drake Maverick runs in, makes the save. Maverick swings a pipe, but manages to get his butt kicked in the process. Maverick offers a handshake to Dane, but Dane decks him with a punch instead. I suppose this means they're enemies, even though the little guy tried to come help him. Anyway, we go back to the Gargano, LeRae, Knox trilogy. The ladies are toasting their restarted friendship. LeRae says that Knox has a chance to defeat Io Shirai for the title. Knox lost, so LeRae said if anyone's going to beat Shirai, it would be herself. And Knox says LeRae has never beaten Shirai either. And so then they get into a food fight, and this leads to a drop kick by Tegan Knox into the face of her former friend. Gargano comes in to separate them, and then we see a bowl of spaghetti dumped on the head of Johnny Gargano. LeRae throws stuff at Knox. She ducks, and Knox runs out of the house. This is just horrible. It's not wrestling. It's bad vaudeville. Anyway, NXT North American Champion Damian Priest cuts a promo on Timothy Thatcher. They will fight next week on the NXT show. Also next week, for the Tag Team Championship, Breezango defends against Imperium. And also Io Shirai against Shotzi Blackheart in a non-title match. Then we go to our main event. Rhea Ripley pins Mercedes Martinez. I'm so sad with this. Number one, I'm not a Rhea Ripley guy. To be fair, I've seen matches I like her in. And I am biased because I've called Mercedes Martinez matches. But they started to really put Mercedes over for like 3 weeks. And with her age being in her late 30s, they've got a limited window. I'd rather see them see how far they can go with her and then push Ripley 6 months from now. But that's just me. Mercedes brings a kendo stick into the ring. And before the match, she's looking for more weapons. And she pulls out a table. Ripley attacks her. Ripley goes several times to try and slam the cage door on her adversary. Ripley puts the table in the ring. Also brings a couple chairs in and a kendo stick. Mercedes jumps her, and the match is officially underway. Ripley fires up and throws Martinez into the cage. Martinez cuts her off, and we see a fisherman buster from Martinez. We go to commercial. We come back. During the commercial, Mercedes is in control. Ripley starts to make a comeback as we return from commercial, and both ladies are perched on the top turnbuckle. Mercedes hits a belly to back suplex off the top rope, which was devastating and good looking. Ripley climbs off the ropes and executes a superplex for a near fall. Mercedes fought back to cut Ripley off and gives her a spine buster. Ripley fires up again, so we've had I think 3 comeback sequences now in this short match. Anyway, Ripley applies her signature standing leg lock. Martinez is able to grab a kendo stick and hit her with it. And this breaks the hold. Ripley gets the kendo stick as Robert Stone is climbing the cage. Isn't the idea to keep people out with cage matches? Ripley hits Stone with the kendo stick as he's almost to the top of the cage. Ripley goes for the suplex of Stone off the top of the cage. Martinez makes the save, hitting Ripley with the kendo stick. Martinez hits the avalanche neckbreaker off the top rope, and this leads to a double down, and Ripley kicks out. Martinez sets up a table. Meanwhile, Stone's having his own issues on the top of a cage, like a dead carcass is where he's hanging. Ripley blocks a suplex, and she hits a avalanche riptide to put Martinez through the table, and she covers for the pin. I still would have put the championship match last. If not second to last, and the rest of the stuff could have been scheduled differently. That's just my view. Anyway, that's your NXT review for this week. We'll be back with Impact in just a minute.